It's hilarious. California Governor Gavin Newsom, he practically falls all over himself to get in front of a camera. And while he spends most of his time bashing Trump, he was the one, remember, hit hard with truth.
What do you make of all the Patrick Bateman talk?
I don't know, but
I mean, people say that you are like American Psycho. Yeah.
Jesus, yeah. Like I said, new scum. I mean, look.
But even your friends like say this.
Oh, do they?
I mean, yeah.
I'm going to reevaluate my guest list.
I mean, there was a comedian that said a literal comic book villain from Central Casting, Patrick Bateman vibes.
This is a rough business.
Yeah, it is.
This is a rough, particularly if you're willing to fight.
What's he doing with his hands? It's a real problem for him.
Look what he's doing in terms of the $230 million that apparently is from his DOJ, all the pardoning, all the this great grift, the biggest, most corrupt administration in history, not just the $400 million plane, but the $1 billion of your tax money.
He should have been a third base coach. Those weren't even the most embarrassing moments, however.
And we'll continue to build on the legacy, I would argue, of our former president, who I think was one of the most successful presidents in the last century, and that is Joe Biden. And I will defend that to my grave.
My grave. It's very bold. Sucking up to Biden to stop MAGA, that's going to work. But another 2028 contender hasn't figured out what side she wants to be on yet, so she's kind of playing both sides.
There were times that I've been quite candid about where he greatly disappointed me. And frankly, angered me.
I believe he was fully competent to serve.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
That surprises me, actually.
No, I do. There's a distinction to be made between running for president and being president.
Really? You're kidding me. Here to discuss, Alex Marlow, Breitbart editor-in-chief, and Lisa Booth, Fox News contributor. Alex, I mean, this is the future for them. Gavin Newsom, Kamala Harris, but you get the sense that people are just going, they're kind of wincing. Every interview the same. It's just, it seems like at some point the charade of loyalty to Biden is going to catch up with them, yes?
Laura, this is their presence, and I think I should do this for a little bit, like while I'm talking
it's so
here.
Annoying.
When Joe Biden's legacy is going to come up, then it's going to be impossible for them to answer in a way that's going to be effective. Think about Newsom's answer. He's a great president. Well, what about the open border? What about the Bidenflation? What about the Afghanistan withdrawal where Americans and others got killed, leaving all those weapons in Afghanistan? What about the fact that his foreign policy led to wars in Ukraine and in Gaza? It's a horrific legacy. But somehow Kamala's answer seems even stupider. She says, actually, he was incompetent. Well, why didn't you say anything? You should have said something. Are you saying something now just because you've seen the polling and you have a book on the shelf and you're trying to say something interesting and you can't because you're stupid? They look so bad. But hey, look, Newsom says he's going to fight, Laura, and Democrats love fighters.
Well, he's kind of a smooth talker, right? He has a smooth talker veneer, and in person, he doesn't seem to get rattled. But does that wear well? We'll see. Now, an Australian journalist pushed Kamala when she tried to kind of wiggle out of the answering the question. Check this out.
I want to interrupt you because that is a world-class pivot, but it is not the question that I asked you, which is about Joe Biden's failure to recognize his own frailties and what that did to you. The question is about Joe Biden. Are you still reluctant to criticize the former president?
In what regard, please?
Well, just in terms of that question. So you went on.
What exactly would you like to ask? Be more specific, if you don't mind.
Be more specific, if you don't mind, Lisa.
Well, I actually can't make fun of Gavin Newsom for talking with his hands because I talk with my hands, so I'm going to leave that one out of it.
Okay.
But, look, Democrats, with this 2028 primary field, Laura, it's going to look a lot like 2020 when you had 29 declared candidates at one point. But trying to pick between Kamala Harris and Gavin Newsom is like picking between a colonoscopy or a root canal. I think that Kamala is probably the root canal and Gavin Newsom is the colonoscopy. But they suffer from the same disease. Inauthenticity. And so I think if Gavin were to get the nomination, he would end up meeting the same exact fate that Kamala Harris did in 2024 or Beto O'Rourke did in 2022 when he ran against Governor Abbott. They'd get the glossy covers of the magazines like Vogue, they'd get all the television interviews and all the attention, they'd raise a ton of money, But then they lose because the more that voters learn about them, the more they hear from them, the less they like them, the less they trust them.
And Alex, it seems that the Democrats made a huge mistake, as did the media, by shielding Kamala Harris for as long as they did from challenging interviews, because when she's asked just a slightly more probing question, she just kind of collapses. Check this out.
This is the last question. We're at time. You gotta go. Sorry.
Yep. Well, that's almost a first, not an absolute first, but to have a member of staff of the former Vice President of the United States actually speak up during the interview to say that we were going too long. I didn't expect that.
So her team, Alex, knew how bad it was going and did the old, hook routine in mid-interview.
Lisa's really onto something here. They're mostly indistinguishable, and they're trying to find really simple ways to differentiate themselves, and they can't because they've only got one talking point, which is that Donald Trump's a bad orange man, and that's why they keep talking about fighting. It's also trite. It's also shallow. Think about Gavin Newsom. He's got a record of over 20 years. He has no major accomplishments to point to. Kamala Harris has a big record. She was touted as the most qualified candidate ever. She has no record to point to. They have no depth. They're completely interchangeable. And I got to say, the Patrick Bateman line, how come Newsom doesn't have a better answer for that? That was obviously going to come up. He's got absolutely nothing. He's had years to think about that. They're so sad. It's hilarious.
Well, but he did have a very difficult, time growing up, so. Alex and Lisa, thank you both.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.